to the Investing Podcast, presented by Tusk Media. For a quick audio and video check-in on the stock market, here's the Stock Market Power Lunch.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Investing Podcast, presented by Tusk Media. It is Friday, June 24th, 2016. Brexit vote was yesterday. We're going to obviously have to talk on that a little bit, but before we get started, if you haven't listened to our long-form discussion between myself and me this morning, you should check it out. It's about 18 minutes. Kind of broke down some reaction, some analysis, some perspective, all that good stuff on the quote-unquote upset of Britain leaving the European Union. So check that out. We also touched on it with kind of a longer morning market mimosa that we did in the middle of the morning after the market had opened up and some trading had happened. It's about 7 or 8 minutes long, so check that out. We're not going to repeat ourselves too much. A couple things we will draw your attention to, though. Keep an eye on sectors, people. This is not, we don't think, a market where you can just blindly, quote-unquote, buy the market because everything is cheap. Some of the sectors that are down the most, we think, are kind of justified in being down a whole lot. The energy sector is basically just chasing the price of oil, which is down about 5% already for the day. So keep an eye on that. We've seen oil be all over the place. It's been kind of exhausting, really, for the last 18 to 20 months. So we're certainly not going to chase it today. Hopefully it rebounds. Hopefully that whole sector does. Hopefully the whole market does, for that matter. But we're not chasing oil value necessarily. Financials are down a lot. We think this is probably because the market is saying, hey, the Fed is not going to raise interest rates anytime soon. I tend to agree with that assessment. So bank stocks are getting kind of hit pretty hard because they're not looking at that opportunity to kind of widen their margins moving forward with an interest rate hike. So that's kind of off the table. So those stocks are getting hit hard. They look really, really cheap. And honestly, I think they are really, really cheap, but it may take some time for those to actually come back. So be cautious out there. Kind of keep an eye on things. What you really want to look for are really some places that you can find value that is disjointed. If you can find something that's selling off a lot more than the market, a lot more than the sector itself, and has minimal correlation to the EU and the UK, all that good stuff, that's probably something to at least take a look at and take a gander at today. But everything's down a lot. We're not going to highlight a whole lot of individual stocks. Market as a whole, Dow's down 2.7%, S&P down 2.9%. NASDAQ down 3.6%, global down is down more than 5%, gold is up 4.7%, oil down 4.4%. That's kind of all the bad news here. That big frowny face is right there. War on tech, quick update for those who I know have been following this really closely. The week is about done. We're going to declare war on somebody new next week, but excited to announce that we are 1-0 in our wars. This is a new segment we started this week called Declaring War, and we declared war on technology this week. And big reason for it was Apple getting rid of the headphone jack, trying to keep people from listening to our podcast, and Facebook Live not offering us a contract to broadcast on there. As many of you noticed, we had a really, really successful live broadcast on Periscope, which is owned by Twitter. Rave reviews last night, through the night. This morning, woke up, Facebook stock was down. Had nothing to do, I don't think, with the EU and with the Brexit and all that stuff. I think it had everything to do with a really successful campaign by us on Periscope and Twitter, which is a rival to Facebook. So we won that war. We're really excited about that. We'll definitely pick a valid enemy next week, and it should be a good time. We're going to bring Austin up here in just a second to talk about a movie, a Disney movie no less. Disney is a stock that we own and one that we've actually been nibbling on a little bit today because we don't think EU or UK exposure is all that much for this company. So just one name that we've kind of taken a look at today. So Austin, come on up and brighten the afternoon.
I'll do my best. Thanks for having me. Folks, I'm here to give you a quick little review on Finding Dory, one of Pixar's most recent movies. And as a skeptic of sequels, I went in a little skeptical, but I came out very surprised. I think the only thing that Finding Nemo had on Finding Dory was the fact that it was the first and it was the original. The second thing I really liked about it was that it appealed to people both young and old. If you're like me out there, you saw Finding Nemo when you were probably 9 or 10, and really the movie Finding Dory really evolved, I think, with my generation. It's a lot more emotional, and you can tell that they were really trying to gear it towards people like me in that age group. But it also appeals to parents, I think. My parents had a great time seeing it. And the last thing that I really enjoyed was the fact that it was not repetitive. I went into it thinking, okay, Dory's probably going to swim off somewhere, and it's going to be Finding Nemo 2.0. But such is not the case. You actually really don't understand when Dory will get lost, really until you see the movie. There's a lot of different avenues that they try to present to trip you up to when Dory actually gets lost. So overall, a great movie. I've already recommended it to you. I recommend it to everybody out there. Take the whole family, kids, grandparents alike. You guys won't be disappointed.
Yeah, and I mean, since we own Disney stock and since we maybe bought some today, like, take everyone you know to go see it. Buy multiple tickets. If you have somebody that might be interested, or if you just see somebody and think, hey, they haven't seen Finding Dory yet, get them a ticket. I think it's the right thing to do, the American thing to do. Share the love with everybody. Probably getting paid today. It's Friday. Buy a bunch of tickets. Y'all will love it. Buy popcorn. Do the whole nine. Support the economy. We'll be back next week, Bond Week. It's going to be insane, people. I really can't hype this enough. We might even create a video trailer for what Bond Week's going to be all about. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Bonds, 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 bonds. It's going to be nuts. 20 to 30 minutes daily. We're going to start really broad, really generic, really basic. We're going to get more and more disciplined as we go, narrow that funnel, so to speak, and end the week with a lot of Q&A and application. You guys are going to love it. Leave us a 5-star review. Hit subscribe. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Having a really strong week again with all the downloads and all the views. Our strongest week yet with video podcasts, so thanks for that. Send us a mug or paraphernalia from your business. We will use it. Thanks to everybody that's doing that. We've actually got several lined up for next week already. Thanks for being here. Have a great weekend and shake off these losses.
Tusk Media is a subsidiary of Narwhal Capital Management. Ratings and reviews of Tusk Media content are not to be construed as endorsements of opinions, analysis, or services offered by Tusk or its parent company. The opinions and predictions shared here are our professional beliefs at the time of publication. We are not under duress from any of the corporate entities mentioned. This is not a solicitation to take any particular action. Although we are investment advisors, this information should not be considered investment, legal, or tax advice. We strive to be as impartial, insightful, and accurate as possible. We base our opinions, analysis, and calculations on information we believe to be reliable, but we cannot guarantee its accuracy. We can, however, guarantee that our opinions will sometimes be flat out wrong due to a variety of factors. Employees and clients of Narwhal Capital Management may or may not hold positions in the securities detailed and may or may not hold these positions in the future. A full list of all securities purchased, sold, or held during the 12 months preceding the date of this publication can be provided upon request. Unless otherwise noted, all data accessed via MarketWatch or the Bloomberg terminal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. A copy of Narwhal's Form ADV is available at the SEC's website, www.advisorinfo.sec.gov, or from Narwhal upon written request.